What's poppin', YouTuber? Welcome to my channel, Astro Finesse. It's your boy, Lil Finesse, Jiggy Hippie, back with another video for y'all. And this video right here, we're gonna be talking about Taurus energy. And now pause for the cause. If you're a new subscriber, if you're just starting off your journey of self-love, self-knowledge, self-improvement through astrology, through learning about your birth chart, if you don't know how to read your birth chart, nobody put you on as to why it's so important to understand yourself, to love yourself, and to know yourself through astrology and numerology. Don't worry, I got you. There's a couple of videos. I put the link in the description. You gotta watch them first so you become hip to the knowledge of what I'm about to talk about right now. So alright, boom. So we're gonna be talking about Taurus energy. This is gonna be a part 2 of my Through the Energy series. So without further ado, let's just get it poppin', shall we? Alright, so boom, Taurus energy. Now before I start this video, we're going to notice as I go through each sign, I'm going to try and correlate how the zodiac astrology correlates to the human experience in life, as in the cycle, the way that the astrology wheel goes into circle, kind of characterizes how the human life experiences go into circle. For an example, my last video of this series was Aries. Aries is the baby, the beginning cycle, the first sign, so it's the baby cycle of our human experience. Taurus, which is this video, is a toddler, and I'll explain deeply why the toddler really emphasizes what the Taurus energy is. The next video, which is Gemini, is going to be like the stage, like a preschooler, the stage when they first start making sentences, and what is like at that stage in your life, being in preschool. What do you do the most during that stage of life is be curious, ask questions, talk all the time. So that's kind of like that Gemini-esque energy. So understand that, like I say in a lot of my videos, everything when it comes to astrology and numerology, it ties into our life in general. It's like a spider web. Everything connects. Nothing is of coincidence. So understand that our human life cycle, and for those that don't know, this is kind of common knowledge, but we are all spiritual beings living a human experience. And astrology, the astrology wheel, the 12 signs kind of give us like the 12 steps of the human experience, if that makes sense. So understand that everything is spiderweb, everything connects. Astrology connects to human life cycles. All right, so boom. Like I said, Aries, the baby, the beginning life cycle, kind of selfish, kind of they need what they need and need it now. Now, why do I say Taurus is the toddler? Now, first of all, the mantra for Taurus is I have. Now, when you think about a toddler, what usually comes to mind when you think about a toddler? Either you think about a child in the playpen or on the ground because they're crawling, but they're surrounded by what? A lot of their toys. And what happens when you like touch a toddler's toys, when you touch a baby's toy, they start wilding out, they start crying, they start going crazy. So the Taurus mantra is I have. In the human life cycle, in the human experience cycle in astrology, Taurus represents the toddler, which is the I have. So Taurus energy in general is all about, not all about, but rules like the possessions of things. Like we know, the second house is the house of our possessions, our values, things that we personally own ourselves. And you already know Taurus, the opposite of Taurus is Scorpio. So that's like the other people's money, shared possessions, and all the other things when it comes to outside of ourselves, but also has to do with possessions and values. So Taurus energy rules possessions and values. The toddlers have toys. Toddlers always have toys around them. That's their possession. That's their prized possession. Toddlers always have a lot of toys around them, and they really like hold dear to their heart their toys. They go to sleep with it. Like they really care about their possessions like that. So now, not saying that that's the only thing Taurus cares about, but Taurus energy generally rules possessions. Now, why is that? As we know, for the basics, just for those who don't know, just to get over the basics real quick, Taurus energy, Taurus is an earth sign. Earth sign meaning things of this realm that we see and touch. Taurus is a fixed sign, and as we already know, fixed signs are the most stubborn of the zodiac. We have 4 fixed signs. Taurus is the fixed earth, Aquarius is the fixed air, Leo is fixed fire, and then we have Scorpio, which is fixed water. Now, fixed means it's fixated and it does not move unless it wants to move. It's laser focused on one thing, and it's really traditional in a way, as in it does what it does in its own way, and fixed. So fixed, you could say, is stubborn. Aries is stubborn too, but Aries is more stubborn as in just wants to do things with no thought and adrenaline, kind of just wants to move quickly without really doing things in a way or not listening. But Taurus energy is stubborn as in it's very stable and steady in its way. As we already know, like I said in my last video, when it comes to Taurus energy part 1, Taurus is ruled by the planet, by the animal of the bull. And when you look out in nature and look what the bull does, the bull is just a big animal that likes to, the bull is a very violent animal. By looking at it, like, yo, this animal is big, the horns, it looks intimidating by just looking at it. But when you leave a bull alone, does it walk around starting fights? Does it walk around like trying to, like, you know, knock things down by itself? No, it just likes to chill, be in nature, eat what it eats, drink what it drinks, and just like gaze in the sun and just relax and chill. Not until the matadors, or whoever just thought about bull riding, whoever thought about the concept of trying to make a bull mad on purpose for entertainment values, which is actually pretty funny, but then extremely dangerous at the same time. Not until like we thought about trying to be funny and poke the bear, poke the bull, is when you see the anger come out in the bull. So bull naturally likes to chill and relax, not until you provoke it, when the anger comes out, like with the red flag, like I said in my first video. So Taurus rules the bull. Taurus is a fixed sign. Now, the possessions part. The reason why Taurus really cares about possessions, and they have a stigma saying that Taurus's energy, Tauruses are like gold diggers, or Tauruses are materialistic. They're not materialistic in the way as in that's all they think about is money. All they think about is brand name clothes, the high class food, high fashion this. Like, they don't really only think about that, but that's not their main focus. But they have the stigma for being materialistic is because earth signs, earth energy is the material realm. Second house is our possessions. The Taurus mantra is I have. Taurus is the toddler, so they really care about the possessions. But it's more about the security. Like I said, the bull, when they're in the wild, they care about the security, as in they're stable, they chilling, they got food over here, they got water over here, they're chilling, they're serene, they're in nature, they're relaxing, they're secure. Taurus energy in your chart shows you what you need to be secure within yourself, which is also your values, not only materialism and money and possessions, but also your values. But it's all about being secure. So in this world that we live in, as we are human, as we are spiritual creatures, spiritual beings living a human experience, and being a human on the planet Earth means that we have to indulge in the materialness of this world. And the biggest way to be secure in this reality, in this world, is by having money, obviously, because money gives freedom. Money gives you worry, lets you become worry free, as in where your next meal is going to come from, or if the rent is going to be paid, or if your mortgage is going to be paid. So the materials of this world is or being stable in this world, and knowing is having a lot of material, monetary possessions. So that's where the stigma of Tauruses are materialistic, Tauruses are gold diggers, that's where that comes from, that stems from. But truly understanding Taurus energy knows that the whole key to what their materialness or their possessiveness or their I have-ness is coming from is them being stable and secure. Can't be stable and secure in an earth realm, materialistic realm, without having materials and resources. So resources is what makes them stable and secure. Like I said, the toddler toddlers have a lot of toys. A lot of Tauruses have a lot of things that make them feel secure and as stable within themselves. So understand that to be with a Taurus person, to truly understand Taurus energy, to understand a Taurus person, is to know how important and how heightened traditional values, tradition is to Taurus energy. Like I said before, Taurus is a fixed sign. It does not like to move. Once it has its mindset on something, it stays with it, and it actually gradually grows onto it until it actually achieves what it wants to achieve. Which is also why another stigma for Tauruses, as Taurus energy especially, is that they're lazy, they don't like to work, they just like to sleep a lot, they like to eat food all the time, they just love pleasures of life, like good food, good sex, good energy. All of that is very true on the surface of things, but generally speaking, Taurus energy likes to do all these things, but it's all about being secure and stable within themselves. So to know Taurus energy, to get with a Taurus person, is to understand that how much they value tradition, how they're fixed in their ways, and how they are steady and slow to moving. Slow to moving means that they have to make sure that what they're doing, what they're walking into, the decisions they're making, the person they're going to be with, the person they're going to marry, that is going to be a good decision for them, because once they make a decision, they're going to be fixated on that decision, and they're going to carry it out and carry it through. Aries, on the other hand, the sign before this, they don't really care about being slow to moving and making sure that the next step is the most important step. They're just ready to experience it. They're ready to get that adrenaline rush. They're ready to experience it. So now, to understand the Taurus energy, to understand Taurus people, is to know that they are slow to moving and very patient. So that's why, low-key, on the surface, it might look like a Taurus person is very reserved, very quiet, very to themselves, very stubborn, very snotty, very stuck up, as in like, because they're always by themselves, or they're always reserved and not really engaging at first, especially when you first meet them. This is because of Taurus energy. Taurus person is wanting to know what they're about to dip their toe into. They want to see their environment. They want to make themselves familiar with their environment. Familiarity is very important for Taurus energy. You want to make sure that, okay, I've seen these people around before. I've seen this environment before. I've seen that person many times before. I'm watching them. Can I trust them? Are they loyal as I am? Like, they really want to make sure their next step is going to be a solid step. They walk step by step, making sure their next one is solid, not just running and going, run and gun kind of thing. So knowing them is to know that they are very stable. They are very patient. So don't try to rush an interaction with them. Don't try to look at them and judge them firsthand as in they're being snotty or standoffish because they're not really engaging like that. Understand that in their mind, the way that their mind calculates and the way that their energy computes things is to make sure their environment is stable and steady, to make sure what they're doing is logical, stable, and steady before they jump in. But once they become familiar with you, once they become familiar with the environment, once that familiarity gives them a sense of security, as in, okay, I'm safe here, everything is good here, then you will see how they become engaging, and then you will really experience Taurus energy. Now, what does Taurus energy feel like? Taurus is ruled by Venus. I forgot to mention before. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, things that are sensual, things that are beautiful, smell good, taste good. Venus is like that feel good, look good energy, that goddess type energy for women. So understand that what does Taurus energy feel like when you're around them? Taurus is an earth sign, so nature. Whenever you feel like anxiety, whenever you have a lot of things going on in your mind, whenever you're going through problems in life in general, they always suggest to go out in nature, put your feet on the ground, go to the ocean, go to the water, go out in nature. Why do they say nature kind of gives you that grounding energy? Taurus ruled by the earth sign. Taurus is like the goddess of the forest. Taurus energy is like that nature kind of vibration. It grounds you. Being around Taurus people, Taurus energy, you will notice how much they just exude that nature-esque type, grounding type energy. They're really solid and stable in themselves. They really care about themselves and value themselves as a person, so they're a rock within themselves. So they can't move, you can't move them, and they're not trying to push you and move you to do something you don't want to do either. It's just how you feel that when you're around them, which is why a lot of times Taurus energy, it really attracts like a lot of fire signs and air signs, because air signs and fire signs need grounding. They're always moving. They're always doing something. They're constantly nonstop. So they need the grounding. And Taurus energy brings that. At the same time, Taurus energy could be too grounded or too stable, too stuck in their ways, too traditional, which is not a bad thing, but it is a bad thing when you realize that you're not really moving. You're just staying in that same kind of energy. You don't have like a spark to do something different. That's what fire signs and air signs give the Taurus energy, which is like a spark, a jolt of energy, like a spark of change, something being different. Like I said in a video before about Taurus and Scorpio, the two signs of the same axis. They're two different signs on the same axis. So they're like two different sides of the same coin. Taurus is very stable and steady to moving. Scorpio is more intense, is more into experiencing change and like becoming different through transformation. So what Taurus gives Scorpio is a sense of stability. What Scorpio gives Taurus is a sense of change, being different. So understand how important it is being traditional, how important it is being fixated and fixed it is for Taurus energy to be. But also understand if you have a lot of Taurus energy, especially if you have like a Taurus South node like myself, if you have a Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising, or a loaded second house, when you have a lot of Taurus energy in your chart, understand that yes, you will be stable, but understand how hard it is for you to get outside of that comfort zone, to get outside of that unfamiliarity zone, to do something different until you actually take your long ass time to really make sure what you're going to do is what you want to do. So understand how hard it is for Taurus energy to do something different or to move or to get outside that comfort zone, because Taurus just wants to be stuck and stable in its fixated tradition, fixated environment. So knowing a Taurus person, knowing Taurus energy, understand that about themselves, understand that about them. Don't try to rush them, don't try to push them. If you're trying to get with a Taurus person, you're not gonna rush into commitment. You're not gonna rush into the bedroom. Like Taurus women especially are not the type to just open it up and wide, open it up, bust it open wide for you like at the first night. They normally don't do that. They normally want to make sure that, all right, before I give myself to you, before we become intimate, before we become a thing, can I trust you? Are you loyal? Like I said in my first video with the Taurus energy, loyalty, trust is very important because they are loyal and trustworthy within themselves. So if they attach themselves to you, they want to make sure you are loyal and trust. So if you're the type to promise things, yeah, we're going to do this day, and then you don't follow through on your promises, and think you're going to brush it over and promise something else, and the Taurus is just going to go along with it. Every single thing you promise, every single thing you do, they're watching and they're paying attention to see if you're going to be loyal enough, if you're going to be trustworthy enough, if you're going to be steady enough for me to actually indulge in it with you, kind of thing. So understand how important it is for tradition, for Taurus energy. Understand how important it is for loyalty it is for Taurus energy. Understand how important it is for stability and resources for Taurus energy, which is why let's say if you're a man trying to get with a Taurus woman, or if you're the masculine energy trying to get with the feminine Taurus energy, feminine Taurus energy, understand that they're traditional as in they care about their security and stability. So for Taurus, a woman can really take care of themselves, buy nice things for themselves, really indulge in the goodness of life by themselves, and you're trying to get with them. They want to make sure you could do that for yourself first, and you could do that for me. Because if you can't do that for me at the same time, there's no need for me to stop what I'm doing to get with you, if that makes sense. Understand how important resources and stability is and the pleasures of life is for Taurus energy. If they could give themselves the good life and you're trying to get with them, they want to make sure you can give them the good life that they can give themselves already. It's not like they're gold digging or they're looking for money or they really care about how much money you got or how rich you are, but they care about how much stability you bring on the table, because they themselves bring stability on the table. Stability, security, resources I have is the pinnacle of Taurus energy. Understand that. So to wrap it all up, like I said, Taurus is a toddler. Toddlers have a lot of toys. Taurus energy has a lot of possessions. They get security and they get stability through knowing the possessions they have in life, because they could work really hard when it comes to money and they reward themselves with the pleasures of life. Taurus energy, Venus energy loves pleasure. So like I said, good food, good sex, good company, good conversation. They just love the pleasures of life. But overall, it's the security of this reality. To be secure in this reality, to be secure in this materialistic realm, is to have material things. So don't think that they're materialistic in a vain way, which can also be true, especially when you're the younger Taurus or the dark side of Taurus. Like I said, there's a light side and a dark side to every sign. Don't think it's vain as in they're materialistic in that kind of way, but they're materialistic in the way of security. They're materialistic in the way of they want to see. They want things that are seen and it can be touched and can be felt. They want things that are visually seen, because they are stable and they are earth signs or earth energy, Taurus energy. And if you have a lot of Taurus energy within you, understand how stable you are, but also understand how hard it is for you to jump out of your comfort zone, to jump out of, or to do things, to move a little quicker when you're not fully comfortable. And it takes a long time for you to be fully comfortable before you do something. So just keep that in mind, especially when you're in environments. Like, understand that you're really slow to moving. So people around you might look at you like, why is that person so to themselves all the time? Why is that person not really moving like that? Because they're not fully comfortable. So keep that in mind if you have this placement that you want to, I'm not going to say you want to rush yourself to be fully comfortable, but understand that you are you take a really long time to be comfortable in situations, to be familiar in situations before you move. So keep that in mind. If you're trying to get with a Taurus person, like I said in that first video, the way the women try to flirt, or the way the women try to get you to date them, is they put themselves in situations, they put themselves around you in proximity for you to holler at them, to be with them. They're not the type to come up to you and be like, hey, my name is this. Like, they're like Venus goddess. Like, they're like the Venusian energy. So they say like, look at me, look how I look. You should be with me because of what I look like, because of what I possess, or what I smell like, how I walk, how sensual I am. They kind of put themselves in positions for you to come like go at them. But when you get with them, don't rush it. Don't try to like rush a commitment. Show them how loyal you are. Show them how responsible you are. Show them how secure within yourself, and secure as in being security materialistic wise you are. And you realize how much Taurus energy gives you that nature feeling, which is that grounding feeling, that sensual feeling, that homely feeling, like when they cook for you, that homely nature type feeling. You will experience that with Taurus energy. So that was my video on Taurus energy. Hope y'all enjoyed that. My next video is going to be on the preschoolers, or the talkative curiosity stage in life, which is the Gemini. So stay tuned for that. If you have subscribed to my channel, you already know. Appreciate all y'all for real, you already know. But if you still haven't subscribed yet for some weird ass reason, go ahead, handle it on time for your boy. Don't forget to drink your water, mind your business, and be safe out here. And I'm going to add one more, is to breathe. Breath work, or just breathing in general, is something that a lot of us take for granted, because as I'm talking, we're breathing. We don't think about breathing, but if you take the time to actually breathe, take deep breaths in, take deep breath out, like breathe while you're doing things in this world, that's extremely important. So drink your water, mind your business, be safe, and breathe. I'll holler at y'all in my next video. See y'all when I see y'all.